love, which is the way we came into the world, little babies with pure love, youngsters growing up, pure love, and as time went on, because of dysfunctional families, because of hurtful experiences, we started protecting our hearts and just proceeding with our minds. And again, that's where the difficulties are in dating. When you talk about online dating, have you seen people walking down the streets going like this? You know what they're doing? You know what they're doing? They're looking at the pictures from the dating services to see who they could date that night. Okay?
Walk around out here.
Here's my point about that. Dating, you have dating over here, but if you happen to find someone that you can be happy with, there is literally an incubation period. It takes your heart time to have natural feelings about someone. The generation that we have now wants to do things so quickly. It's another oil and water situation. It's separate, and they can't find each other because if you're online looking for the next date and speeding ahead and dating 1 or 2 people a day, or 3 people a day, or 2 or 3 people a week, you're speeding ahead. And your heart takes time. You need to give birth to feelings. You need to give birth to love. As unnatural as love feels now to almost everybody, it is our natural state. What we're doing now is when we are not in love, when we don't have love, when we are not sharing our love, whether it be romantically or not, it's like walking around in somebody else's shoes. You feel uncomfortable. You don't know what's wrong. You can't figure out what it is. And what it is that an entire generation of people have gone away from wanting love in their lives to thinking about dating. And just because 90% of the people are doing it now doesn't make it right. It makes for chaos. It makes for mass confusion. It makes for anger. It makes for bitterness. That's why I'm going to share something with you now that I don't really share with audiences. Because some people will think I'm absolutely nuts. But I'm going to share it with you anyway. When we were all growing up, when we were 10 or 12, and we looked around and we saw people interacting in life, we noticed that there were some unhappy people, not married, single. They were out there. They weren't making much noise. They weren't, you didn't really notice them that much. You much more notice the married people and the kids and stuff. And let's just say, I'm going to throw out a number to you. Let's just say there were 1 million of those people in the world. Unhappy, bitter, alone and lonely. 30, 40 years ago. Let's bring it up to 2014. The state of dating and love, I think that there's 1 billion people who are having a tough time in relationships, having a tough time in love now. 1 billion. Compare, everybody knows the Good Vibrations, the Beach Boys. In the 60s, I think it was 66, they put out a song called Good Vibrations. What a nice song that was, right? There's so much truth to that, it's unbelievable. Because if you put out good vibrations out into the world, out to other people, for no reason at all, you choose to have a smile on your face, you are putting out good vibrations. And we are all electromagnetic. Anybody ever tell you that before? Maybe you've been told that you are electric, but we are truly electromagnetic. We are energy. And the energy that we put out is either positive or negative. We are the captains of our own ship. We decide what we're going to have in our lives and what we're not going to have in our lives. If you hear yourself complaining, gossiping, judging, comparing, looking down upon other people, looking up at other people, what kind of vibrations are you putting out? Negative vibrations. I think we have 1 billion people in the world doing that right now. When you have 1 billion people putting out negative energy, where does that energy go? You think it gets hidden? You think it just doesn't go anywhere? It goes somewhere. Who absorbs that? Mother Nature absorbs it. It's got to go somewhere. Electricity goes into the atmosphere and does whatever it's going to do. If it's negative, I truly believe, you tell me if you think I'm wrong, when did you ever hear us having so many category 4 and 5 hurricanes? You ever hear about those 10, 20, 30 years ago? Was there one in 10 years? One every 10 years? And now we're seeing several in a year? Have you ever seen such violent tornadoes that used to just kind of go through countrysides that are now ripping up cities like Joplin, Missouri, tearing places? Have you ever heard of the tsunamis wiping out total countrysides? Volcanoes all at once happening? This is Mother Nature we're fooling with. It's energy. Mother Nature is absorbing this energy. I don't think an atomic bomb is going to get us first. Our own negativity is going to get us. And that's why I come and speak. Because if just one of you says to yourself, wow, I need to put a little love in my heart. I need to start looking at others in a kinder way. If just one of you starts doing that, you're going to go out into the world and you're going to affect more people in a positive way. You're going to extend good vibrations to more and more people. And those people that have good experiences with you, they're going to extend that good experience that they had with you to other people. Do you see how powerful you are? A good friend of mine named Danny Brinkley, he had the experience of dying. And he went to heaven. And he was able to remember that experience. And they brought him back to live through resuscitation, whatever happened. And he remembered what happened up in heaven. And he came back, and his whole entire world is dedicated to telling everybody what powerful spiritual beings each and every one of us is. Every single one of us. We are powerful spiritual beings. We could create positive things in our lives, or we could create negative things in our lives. I was just having a conversation with a lady right outside here earlier, and she kept saying, I don't want this in a man, and I don't want that in a man, and I don't want a smoker in a man, and he has to have a lot of money. And I'm thinking to myself, wow. Now, this is nothing unusual. I get this all the time.